So definitely going to hang on to the PS2 and those games that I showed you, because that's just an awesome PS2 to have. It's definitely going to go in the collection. And as a matter of fact, it'll probably go right up here next to the silver one, just because it's more of a display piece than anything. When I saw it come out, at first I thought it was going to be the silver one up there, like that one. But when he pulled it out of the box and the sun shined on it, clear white, man. It was bright, crystally white. And I was so excited to see that, man. It was really cool. So, very, very cool find. Alright, now we'll get into the flea market finds. And we got pretty good amount of stuff here this time, guys. Nothing to out-top last time we showed you stuff from there, but I'd say this was probably in our top 5, you know, because there was some pretty good stuff in here. So, anyway, so without further ado, let's get started. Alright, first round. We actually made it around 3 times this time, because, well, almost 3 times. We kind of skimmed the last time around, but last time I ran out of money, but this time I didn't. I actually saved some money, which was good, so... But we still found some good stuff. But anyways, our first round, we went all the way through the flea market. We only found 2 things. But this one I'll show first. And that is a disc-only copy of Star Wars Knights 2, Old Republic, The Sith Lords. Very nice disc. This was in a CD binder. They had $5 on it, which is kind of an odd price for a disc-only game. But whatever, it's a really good game. This is probably a $20 to $25 game complete. I'll probably get somewhere around 17, 18 maybe for disc only, I would say. We'll see. I'm not sure entirely on disc only prices. But I already had this Platinum Hits case. It's missing, you know, like the plastic overlay where an insert would go in. But anyways, for $5, could not complain. Very nice looking disc, so that's cool. And then that same first round, we went almost to the end, and there was a guy that was selling original Xbox games. Very odd prices for original Xbox. He had PS2 games at $4 each. Very weird for some reason. But then his original Xbox games were $10. No idea where he got that idea at all. But this was worth picking up as well. And that is a complete copy of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, Sith Lords. So very nice condition for a complete one. It's got the manual and the Star Wars and our promotional code or whatever, or the mail-in card or whatever it was. But very nice shape for that. So all in all, I paid $15 for 2 of these, if you will. So not a bad deal at all. Very cool. All right. Then we stopped by. Do you want to do this? Should we do this stack? What one was that? I'm trying to see what. Yeah, those games right there. I'll show this piece first, and then you can show those games. We stopped by this reseller's booth. By the way, all the stuff we're showing you, this is not in chronological order or anything. It's just, you know, how I just wanted to lay it out in terms of how we, you know, laid it out here. But anyways, this was probably towards the middle of the day we were there. Middle of the second round we were going around. We stopped by the resellers booth because they were finally open. And always check your resellers and stuff, guys, because they always have good stuff. And we never underestimate this one guy, because last time we found an amazing stack of PS1 games. This time we found a cool case here and some Xbox games and stuff. So anyways, what I found here, which I thought was really cool, it's a little banged up, but it's in pretty good shape otherwise for being old. But we have the 16-slot NES carrying case here. Very good condition for its age, I guess you could say. It's a little peeling and stuff in the corners. The handle is pretty good. The latch is a little busted, but this is the harder to find one because it's the bigger one. I have one of the smaller ones, the 10 case one I think is what it is, but I haven't seen the 16 case one before, so, or the 16 game one anyway. But very cool. And he was only asking $5 for it, so that was very, very cool. These things are like 20, 25 bucks, so that was very cool that he had that. And then we have 6 games here. One is 360 and 5 are original Xbox, and he had $4 each on them. Again, I don't know why the resellers like the $4 each on games, but he said $4 each or 3 for 10, and we ended up paying $20 because we got 6 games. So, anyways, Tyler will go ahead and show those.
So we got Blood Omen 2.
Very good shape. It's got a little bit of scratch on the front of the case there and stuff, but other than that, the disc looks like all these discs look like they were resurfaced. Either that, or they're just really well kept, you know, throughout their life. So, anyways, very nice finds anyway.
Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate Edition. I'm not entirely sure if this one was supposed to have a slipcover or whatnot, because it's just a really odd front. It doesn't say for Xbox or anything.
Yeah, I think it probably should have had like a slipcover over it. But anyways, that game is in pretty rough shape. The plastic's all peeling away like the sun had hit it too long. But otherwise, it still looks pretty good, so not bad.
This one's a pretty nice find. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2.
I had found one of those before at Goodwill like a year ago for $4. So not a bad deal for $3 or whatever it was. It was like 3 something a piece, I think is what these were, something like that. It was a pretty good find for all these games, and that was one of them. So that's cool.
Ninja Gaiden Black, which is kind of cool because it's only on Xbox.
Very nice shape again. A lot of these are in pretty good shape. Some of them are sun faded, but you know that's to be expected when they sit out all day every weekend. So.
And the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind.
And that was the last Xbox game, original Xbox. But yeah, again, that one's complete, very good shape. The binding on the side's a little faded, but other than that, it's in pretty good shape. So, anyways, pretty cool for original Xbox games. That was pretty good find. And then this one was stacked in his original Xbox games as well. I don't think he realized it, but it is a 360 title. But it is a pretty good one. So.
And that is Fable 2 Limited Collector's Edition. Again, I don't know if this was supposed to have a...
Careful with the other ones because of the crack thing. They always get cracked. They're always broken like hinges and stuff. But anyways, it's got both discs in pretty good shape. It's got the manual and everything, so very, very cool.
Yeah, again, I don't know if this is supposed to have a slipcover or whatnot, but...
Anyways, I call that complete.
Like
just saying, yeah, it's got everything inside of it, so I could pretty much call that one complete. So, 6 games in that case from that one reseller, $25. You can't beat it. That was a really good deal. So, not bad at all. Alright, now this was probably one of my most favorite finds of the day. We were walking around. This was, we just started our second round. This guy was already set up, finally set up and everything. Very, very cool guy. Very nice. He had a lot of different, collectible, knickknacks and stuff. And he had boxes, like, old dusty boxes, like they were in the attic or something, of, like, old magazines and, records and everything. And we dug through this one box. I saw one thing sticking out of the box from, when we were walking by, and it caught my eye, and I knew I had to dig in that same box again, or, from where this one thing was sticking out. And I'm glad I saw this, because it led to more stuff. But the first piece we have here, I had never seen one before. I hardly even, you wouldn't even think this kind of thing existed, but this is a kind of thing, not everyone bought or purchased back in the day. But it's very, very cool that I have one. And that is the Nintendo NES dust cover by High Frequency. And it is sealed in the original packaging, guys. And this came from Toys R Us. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it says $4.99 on that sticker. So, anyways, this is a very, very cool little piece. I did not really know that these existed, guys. I thought that, I know people make like aftermarket ones. People make their own homemade ones and sell them online and stuff. But I didn't know there was an actual market for these. What this is you just put it over your console. It's like a dust cover for the it's like you'd put a dust cover over your car or something. That's pretty much what this is for. It covers the NES console. So I had never seen or heard of this before, and it's brand new. So that was really, really cool to find. So not bad at all. I'll tell you what I paid for everything after I show it all, but it was definitely worth picking up. So. Alright, and when we opened that box, it led to a few more things. I'll go ahead and show these first because they're not too, or as exciting as the other things. But we got a couple of Sega Genesis games in here that were, in the bottom of the box that I thought were pretty cool. First one here is NBA Jam. Pretty good shape. These are just cartridge only, but very good shape, very clean. I'm going to hang on to this one just because I have my Sega Genesis that I test games and stuff on, and controllers. But if I don't have any games lying around, I'll need one to test with. And this is definitely a game to play and test controllers and stuff with. So I'm going to hang on to this just because it's a fun game for one, and two, it's not entirely expensive, and it's just a good one that I would like to keep with the Sega Genesis for now. So very cool. And then the other one here is RBI Baseball '93. So nothing too exciting for the Sega Genesis games, but again, pretty clean cartridges, so very cool. Then, we've got 2 NES game boxes here. We could not find the games anywhere. I don't know what happened to them. Heck, I don't even know what happened to the NES. I'm sure he had it somewhere, but maybe he didn't bring it, yesterday or whatever, which is unfortunate, but at least he still had some things I could pick up from him. But anyway, we got 2 boxes for NES games here. Both in fairly good shape. This one's pretty mint, but the other one's a little crushed, but I'll get to it. The first one here is Roger Clemens' MVP Baseball. Very, very clean game box. It's got one little crease, on the side and then one little dent on the back. But this had the poster, the manual, and the dust sleeve, and the styrofoam block in it. It's nothing too fancy, but you can see in there that stuff's in there. But the game box is very nice. I'm pretty sure a cartridge would not be too hard to track down. I might even have one in my cell box. I'm not positive. but I bet I probably have one. If not, it's not too hard to find. So I could definitely complete this game right here. That's very cool. And then this other one was the one I was really excited to find. Tyler actually pulled it out of the box for me. I didn't see it, but he said go ahead and show it. I'll show other stuff. But anyway, this is a very hard to find. Not hard to find because it's rare, but hard to find because it's so popular. And it could be argued that it's the best sports game ever made, and that is Tecmo Super Bowl, guys. Very, very cool. The cartridge is going to be hard for me to find. I have one, but it's beat up. But I have the box now. And this has everything that was supposed to come with it, except for the cartridge and the manual. But it does have all the little cards and the players' rosters and the poster and everything, the Nintendo Power insert, everything like that. That's all in there, except for the game cartridge and the actual game manual. But it has the dust sleeve and the styrofoam block as well. So very, very cool, guys, to find the box for a pretty hard to come by game just because of how popular it is. This game's reaching almost $30 now, I think. So it's going to be hard to find, just because it's pricey, because it's so popular. But anyways, like I said, this one's a little crushed, as you can see, but not too bad for its age. And, it's such a good game that's just really cool to find. So that's awesome. And what was stuffed inside, I think was that box specifically, was 5 more manuals. And I was hoping that these games were around, but they weren't. But that's not too big a deal. It's just, it would have been nice to find these games in there too. But there's 5 manuals here. I think a couple of them I don't have, and the rest I'll sell off because I already have them. But first one here is Bases Loaded 2, Second Season. Ninja Gaiden 1. These manuals are very nice, by the way. They were all stored away in this, one of the boxes, I think the Tecmo Super Bowl box, and it preserved them. Next one here is Super Mario Bros. 2. That would have been a nice one to find. Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt World Class Track Meet Triple Cart. And the last one here is WWF WrestleMania Challenge. So very, very cool to have 5 more manuals in there. Very nice little finds from that one guy's, box of goodies. And I ended up paying $10 for all that stuff, guys, which is incredible. Tyler was just looking up a little bit ago. That sealed dust cover, there's not a whole lot of them on eBay alone. And if they are, they were mostly the sealed ones. And I think they were going for like $25-30 a piece, weren't they? They sold at that. So it's a pretty hard to come by piece. So that was very, very exciting. So that's awesome. All right. Now, right next door to that stall, we found some more cool stuff, and I thought this was awesome, guys. It's hard to come by the retro stuff, especially, Nintendo NES, so this was really, really cool. What we have here is a Yobo Retron, basic, Nintendo console here. These aren't very expensive. You could probably buy a brand new one for like $20. But very, very light console. I think this weighs less than an NES cartridge. It's so weird. But there's that, very tiny thing. But there's the console. Came with 2 controllers. They both work, surprisingly. Usually the aftermarket cheesy stuff doesn't really work, but surprisingly those worked. Came with AV cables here. There's like an extra yellow one there, but AV cables don't work. Don't know why, but I'll have to figure it out. This is a really weird story. Here's the power cord for it. The console will not power on with its own power cord. And it requires a 12-volt output. And an NES brick is only 9, but the NES power brick would power it on, but its own console cord would not. And I don't know what the deal was with that, but this cord does work because I powered a regular NES with it. So I need to find an aftermarket 12-volt power brick and see if that'll help start the Retron or whatever it is, the throwback Famicom console, whatever they call it. I don't know what they call it. It's a remake of the NES. But anyways, the power cord does not work on the aftermarket console, so I'm not sure what the deal with that is, but I'll have to figure it out. But anyways, then it came with a Radio Shack TV antenna splitter. Not sure what I could use that for, but it's thrown in there, so why not? There's that. Then this was pretty cool to find in there. We've got a gray NES zapper, but listen to this. It's got a rattle in it. I've never had one that had a rattle in it, so when I heard that I thought, oh great, it's not going to work. But guess what? It does. Still yet, knock on wood, I have not come across a broken one yet, but, they're very reliable guns. I mean, they're just really good shape, most of the time I find them. One I've come across that was cracked down the barrel, stuff like that, but they always still seem to work, so.